Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can. How are you? Good to see you again.
Good to see you again. So, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Well, I don't know. What time is it where you are?
I'm in Barbados and it's now 1:30
Yes.
p.m.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Barbados. No, you're not that close. So Barbados. How's the weather right now?
It's warm. Sometimes it's hot, but it's a raining season, so every day it's raining.
Yeah. But
But there's
that
a good
makes
thing.
everything really. Yeah. It's
There's a
good.
good
It makes
thing.
everything green.
Yeah, because it's raining every day, but it's just like 1 hour, half an hour, and then you can see the rainbows.
Oh, that's beautiful. 1
Yeah,
hour is not bad for rain every day because it
yeah.
makes everything green and healthy. Mhm.
Yes, that's great.
Yeah, yeah. Yes. So, how is now you're tell if I actually always write notes. So you are teaching English. How is that going with the workers? Do you have a lot of workers right now that you're
I
teaching?
teach Chinese. I teach Chinese here.
Mhm. Okay. And
Mm-hmm.
everything's good?
You,
Everything's
yes, please. As you can see, here is like the classroom. The classroom is
Yes.
very it's nice here.
It's
And
it is.
actually, I teach like there's a course. It's called Introduction to Chinese Culture, and there are so many topics, and there are total three teachers to handle this course. Me and two local teachers, and I handle the topic like tea ceremony, Chinese history, calligraphy, Chinese traditional painting, and the Chinese etiquette. So actually, that's a challenge for me because I have to teach use English to teach them because they cannot speak Chinese. That's a big
Mhm.
challenge, but I did it.
That's really good.
uh,
So, what do you think are the biggest cultural differences? Not so much the history part, but the interactions, like with people and business. What are some of the biggest differences with China
mm,
and like Western world? Some
I
Western.
think in China, like I think everything is very important, even the tiny thing, especially like the meeting time. If you are late, it's a little uh, not respect for the people. But here, eh, the teachers, the colleagues, the students, they are always like late, and that's totally okay. Uh,
Hmm.
at the first time, I think, oh, maybe that's okay. But many times, but I think that's not a very good thing.
Yeah. It's interesting because I'll tell you, the culture right now in the US has really become much more casual than it used to be in everything. It used to be more formal in your personal life. Like when I was a child, and if you saw your friend's parents, you called them Mr. or Mrs. whatever. Now I see children call their adults by their first name. And it was never that way, but it is now. It's very acceptable. And I don't like it. I like a little bit of formality. Yeah.
Okay,
Do
so
what about you? Yeah.
you go on.
I was just gonna say, do you like things to be a little more casual, now instead of
It
probably a
depends.
little more strict?
It
It
depends.
depends,
Like
yeah.
for the class, for the meeting, I think you don't need to be so casual. But like on the on the holiday on the weekend, maybe you can like late, like 20 minutes. That's totally okay in the weekend on the weekend. But
Yeah.
for the class for the meeting, oh my God, it's not just your business. All of people waiting for you. right?
Exactly. I agree. I personally don't like to be late anytime. So that's just me.
Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely interesting. Now, I'm trying to remember, did we just go through the islets? Are you planning to take the islets just to see where you are? So we want to prep or just we want to use it for topics?
Yeah, I just use for topics. Maybe
Okay.
I will take the IELTS maybe next year, maybe the year after next year, but there's not a plan for
Hmm.
now. So I just choose some topics.
Okay. Okay, good. So I'm going to make sure I have to write notes, not taking islets right now. And let's get in here and we'll use it to get started on some questions. So we're going to skip over a little bit of the familiar. I think we haven't done, have you done any part of this? No.
Uh,
This lesson is new to you, right?
no. We just finished the holiday and vacation.
Okay, good. So
Yeah,
we're starting out.
yeah.
This one is going to be all about food and restaurants, and let's start out with some vocabulary.
Okay, no problem. So you want me to read it?
I want you to read it out loud just so I can also hear. I want to hear your pronunciation and then tell me if if you're familiar with it, if you know the meanings.
Okay. For the phrasal verbs, first one, to be reminded of. It's like something make you think of another things like this.
Exactly,
And
exactly.
to dime in or out. I don't know
Dine.
that.
So
Dime.
dine is to eat. To dine is to eat. Um, it's to eat a meal. Is the most basic way.
I
Mhm.
say. So it's like the dinner, the dime. Dinner.
Exactly. Dine is the verb part of it. But dinner is the noun. Yes.
Yeah, I say. To dig in. I'm familiar for that, but I can't remember it. Digging is like to find something, discover something.
So it is to dig in. You can say I'm digging in. To dig in is to really be focused on something. You could say
Before.
I'm digging. Yeah. So to dig in, we also talk about, oh, look at this. We have a lot of food. I'm going to dig in. Means start to eat. To start eating when we talk about it for food. But you
I
could
see.
say I have to dig into work. I'm really busy right now. So it's when you kind of focus on something. But with food, it's like I'm going to focus on eating now. Dig in.
So, can I say I'm digging our class?
So
Is it okay?
yes, this is the lot. Dig is like something that you enjoy. I dig it. Yes.
Enjoy.
But here's what this is the most common way when we have food. Say that I invite you and a few friends over to my house for lunch, and all of the food is on the table. And I say, all right, everyone, thank you for coming. Please sit down and dig in. Means start eating,
Oh, I
dig in,
see.
start eating.
So it's like
Yeah.
especially like enjoy food. Enjoy food.
Yes.
Okay, and then for now,
Enjoy.
now, cushion meal. So the first one
So
is
I.
like in China. hmm
Mhm.
So in China, China is very big, and people eat different things. Every province has their own cuisine. Like in Sichuan province, we have Sichuan cuisine. Shandong province, they have Shandong cuisine. It's like different from like everywhere. So cuisine. And the meal is like have a meal, have a breakfast, have a lunch, have dinner like this.
Exactly. So your understanding of cuisine is right. It's just the pronunciation. And here's the problem.
Uh-huh.
It's not a native English word. We take it from French. So we pronounce it
French
kind of like the
uh,
French cuisine. Cuisine.
cuisine, cuisine, cuisine.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Uh, like, you live in Argentina, right? So, what's the food
Yes.
like in there?
So the cuisine in
the
Argentina is very it's very similar to Italian in a lot of ways, like Italian food. They like
yeah, yeah.
pasta, pizza, but it's not exactly the same. It doesn't have as many herbs and spices. Like if you think about
Mm-hmm.
not Italian is not spicy. And it also focuses a lot on meat. Like beef is really a big thing to eat here. Beef and pork.
Mm-hmm.
That's the cuisine. Yes.
Cuisine, right? Cuisine. Okay. And the adjectives, first one is wow, I don't know that. Maybe ravenous. And the second is
Ravenous.
nutrition. Ravenous. I don't know that. Can you tell me that?
Yes, ravenous is when you're so hungry. Say that you didn't, it's 10 o'clock at night and you haven't eaten anything all day. I'm ravenous. Some people also say I'm starving. When you're not starving, but
Yeah,
when
I'm
you're really
starving.
extremely hungry.
Mm-hmm. Okay, ravenous. Okay. The
Okay.
second is nutritious. This one is like you eat the beef, the pork, the fish. It has so many like protein and like so yeah. So this things is very nutritious.
Yes, it has a lot. It's healthy. We can also say healthy is another easy way to say nutritious,
Yeah,
meaning
yeah,
good
yeah,
for
yeah.
you. Hmm.
Yeah, right. Good for your
Okay.
healthy, right? And the
Yes.
flavorful is very delicious.
Yes. Like you taste so much. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. And the phrases and the calculations. First one, fussy eater, fuzzy eater. I don't know that.
Fussy.
Fuzzy eater.
So
Fussy.
this fussy is an adjective and it's not really a positive one. It's kind of negative. It's someone who says, I want I want soup, but you can't put this in it and it only should have this much salt. It's someone who has very special needs. Children
Mhm.
tend to be fussy eaters because children don't like a lot of food. When they're really young, it's like, oh, they don't like vegetables, they don't like this. So we say fussy eater, someone who always says, I can't eat that, I don't want that, I don't like that. It should be this way. Yeah. Does that
Oh,
make
I
sense?
see.
Fussy.
Yeah. But I'm not a fussy eater. I eat
Good.
and not
Neither
every
am I.
most of
Yes.
okay. And
Most of the things.
balance the
Good.
diet. Yeah. And balance the diet like you will eat all kinds of food, like the meat and the vegetables and the milk, something.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And yeah. The second, third one, absolute favorite. Absolute favorite. So you like something very much?
It's when you like it the most. I could say my
Uh,
absolute favorite food is sushi. It means you like it more nothing. You like it the most of everything. Your absolute favorite.
mm, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So absolute first. Next one is artificial ingredients. Artificial ingredients. It's like something is made by people, not by the
Mm-hmm.
nature.
Exactly. Exactly. That's it. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And the daily basis, it's like you need to eat that every day.
Yes. Exactly. Perfect. You know
Mm-hmm.
those. Mm-hmm.
And the linking words once in a while. Once in a while. I know every single words, but when it
But
come
together,
together, once,
so
once in a while, maybe you eat something like once a week, once a month.
So once in a while doesn't give an exact time, but if you say, "Oh, I like to have wine with dinner, but only once in a while," it means it's not something that you do a lot or
Oh,
frequently. But
Yeah.
you have no idea. Someone's
Mm-hmm.
once in a while it could be longer than yours or shorter than
Yeah.
yours. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just, not very often. Like
Yeah. Mhm.
uh
Mhm.
nowadays, it's like these days. So no,
Yes. Mhm.
nowadays. So it's opposite of before, like and
Exactly.
overall it's like all right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like, well, it would be, for example, the best way sometimes is just thinking about the situation. So say that you went to a restaurant and um you had two dishes. Like you ordered fish and you ordered pasta, but they were separate. And you liked the pasta a little bit, but you loved the fish. But you would say, overall, I enjoyed my dinner. Overall, when you compare everything, looking at everything, overall, I enjoyed it, or overall, I didn't. But overall kind of looks at all of the pieces, and then you make like a declaration about it. Like overall, how do you
Okay.
like living in Barbados? Some things you like, some things you
Oh
might not like, but overall, I like it. Yeah,
yeah, it's
makes
like
sense.
in general like that.
Yeah. Well, in general, not so. It's not really in general. It's more like considering everything. If I were to
Oh
say it that way, it would be like considering everything. This is how I feel. Covering or including everything. So let me write this. Hold on. Like overall, covering or including everything.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
good.
it's
All right,
like
but you did great.
yeah. So it's like I like the climate, the weather in Barbados, but you live here is a little con- inconvenient compared to China. But overall, I enjoy here like this, right?
Exactly, exactly. This is the thing. Your understanding when you give the sentences, I can tell you really understand it. So that's perfect. Okay. So now this is just a question, and you're going to try to answer it with the best, better. I would say do better or best. But if you want to first read, you can just answer it in your own way, or you can read the three responses because they have them in the level. So the question is, when do you usually eat dinner? When? Like what time?
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll read it first. Okay, first thing.
Mm-hmm.
Good. That's good. I'm sorry. I usually eat dinner at 6 p.m., 6 o'clock. Okay. But the better one is I eat dinner around 6 p.m. because I'm hungry when I get home from work. That's exactly what I want to say.
Yeah.
Okay, the best answer may be like, well, I get home from work around 5:30 and I often start cooking dinner right away. So I usually get around 6 p.m. I'm always starving when I get home.
That's
Yeah,
like a story,
that's my
right?
best. Yeah, it's like a
It's
story. You
it
get
is
more
good.
information, you more detail.
So I want to give you my opinion. For islets, this is the last one is the best. When you're being evaluated. But if we were just having a conversation, I would think better. Otherwise, I'd say, "Why are you telling me everything?" So in a very
Yeah,
casual conversation, right? The second one's better. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Oh, wait. So now let's have you answer for you. When do you usually eat dinner?
Mhm.
Can How do you want to answer it? In between?
Actually,
Better?
actually, it depends. Yeah, it depends because for the Monday and Tuesday, I finish class at 6 p.m. So at these days, I usually eat dinner like 6:30. But for the Tuesday and Wednesday, I finish class at 5, so maybe 5 p.m. But it's just like 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. like that.
Okay. I liked how you started because it was very natural. It depends because
Yeah.
no, I don't know anyone that eats the food dinner at exactly the same time every day. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so I thought that was a really good answer. I would put that in the best one. Um, so now we're going to talk about your hometown versus your neighborhood where you live now. Wow, this is
Mhm.
going to be a nice difference. So how would you describe your hometown, and how would you compare it to living in Barbados now?
Mhm. I come from a little town in the southwest of China, and here Barbados is actually the population actually is the same, I think. But Barbados, there are so many international things that people arrive here from all over the world. But in my hometown, it's just Chinese. And for the climate,
Mhm.
Barbados is always warm and sometimes it's very hot, and you cannot see snow here. But in my hometown, uh, it's like spring, summer, autumn, winter. You can experience 4 seasons in a year, and sometimes it's snow.
Mhm.
And what's the most important, the most difference is like Barbados is a tropical island, and you can see very beautiful beaches here. But in my hometown, no. Like my father, he has never seen the beach in his life. So I think,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's it's a big difference, definitely. And I think growing up in a large country, not by the water, and then living on it, it's completely different. I was lucky growing up in California. I could go to the beach all the time,
right.
but I still lived in a big city. Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that was a great response. I really liked it. I liked because they said describe your hometown and then describe where you live, but you kept describing. You were comparing and contrasting as you talk a little bit about your hometown, a little bit about Barbados. I liked that a lot. Um, here's an interesting thing. I don't know how you would do this in the exam, but this is just in general. Sometimes we're unsure of how we feel about something, right? Where we're like, I overall, some things you like, some things you don't like, or you don't know. And we
Yeah,
say
yeah.
that we use these, yeah, we so these are some phrases that we use when we're not sure about something. So I want you to tell me, go ahead and you can read them out loud and tell me if you're familiar with those phrases. Like they're all in bold. Hmm.
Okay. I had mixed feelings about studying abroad. I was extremely nervous but also excited. I'm sorry, I have to finish now. Sorry.
Oh, okay. That's all right. All right. Have a good day. Take care.
Okay, have a good day. Bye.
Okay. All right. Bye bye.